Today's an exciting day. Had a few things I've ordered all showed up today. Some bits and pieces of equipment that will help us on the road to building our bench tester. I have not opened anything yet. Everything's still in the packages. I suppose a little love to all the shipping main shippers, USPS, FedEx, and then Amazon, a little hodgepodge of everything. I'm going to open these up as best I can freehand, quickly explain what each piece is going to be in our road to building an instrument cluster bench tester, and then we'll wrap it up. I have to set the phone down a couple times to get things opened. First one we're going to open is this FedEx box, this FedEx package. This is just genuine, authentic. I haven't opened this at all. I'm the lone ranger here. Let's just get in there and get after it. And what should be in here, make sure there's no receipts. Anything important we'll set on the ground. Bubble wrap, nice. Should be USB drives of the service manuals to, I'll sit down, you can look at my lock screen of my laptop. Should be USB drives to the service manuals of this truck from 1996. Let's take a look at what we've got here. USB, genuine GM restoration parts, service manuals for this truck. I shopped around for service manuals, hard copies. Figured there's information I'm gonna need from the service manuals in terms of bench testing a cluster that we'll get to in later videos, but also the wealth of information and knowledge in these for other projects maintaining. We'll step back maintaining it, because I figured we're just gonna do it on the hood of the truck today. So we have here. These hard copies, they were expensive. So I found this on eBay for $60. And it should be everything in there. We're gonna pop it open real quick. Throw it in the computer. We're not gonna go through the entire PDF, but let's just see kind of what we've got here to work with. Again, 100% authentic. I can't get that phone might belly over. It's all right. It's cool. Oh, baby. People younger than me, I'm 35. People younger and older than me, we know what USB drives are, flash drives are, but I'm sure others don't. Get the computer fired back up. Got to get off the lock screen here. Just see what this thing looks like. I haven't opened this thing up at all. That's what it looks like. Let's find an open USB port. Let's plug it in. Come on now. Disregard how messy my desktop is. Let's see. Select what happens. New device collected. Open folder to view files. GM. Let's just open it up, see what it looks like. Genuine unboxing. This video's already taken longer. I was hoping to keep this 5 minutes. We're at 3:57. That's okay. 100% authentic with me. We'll see if this works. Man, if this doesn't work, this video ain't making the YouTube. Oh, it's slow, but a little warning. Table of contents. How many pages? That's got to be genuine. That's book 1, 1782. So book 1 covers general info, frame, sheet metal, steering, suspension. Wow, this is cool. I'm not gonna lie, hard copies of this would be nice to have. I am old school. I would like hard copies. But the amount of specs in here, I mean, this is just an electronic version of what would have been printed in 1996. That's wild. I found a few on Facebook, but I didn't want to drive, 1 or 2 hours away for $80 and get the hard copies. But like I said, you're viewing this live right here with me. That's neat. That will be useful. There's going to be a lot of good information on here for bench testing. Not bench testing specific, but information we can get from here that will help us, and mainly helping us get our needles close to zero on the bench before sticking it in the truck. There's a whole nother video we could get down into the weeds with that. But then, yeah, this is just kind of the 30,000 foot view today. So that's cool. That's cool. Now, the old school thing, the safely eject to drive. I don't know if... There we go. Cool. That's neat. Even this little bit, that's cool. All right. Good bit of stuff to have there. The next thing we're going to open up, set this down. I don't want to scratch my truck. LEDs for the backlighting. I ordered LEDs from Super Bright. We're going to see what... I kind of forgot what I ordered. I know what I ordered in terms of lights, but I might have ordered some other goodies too. Again, set you down. I don't have a cameraman. This is 100% genuine. Trying this as I go. You gotta look at my garage or my back picture on my desktop picture of my daughter taking me for a ride in the truck. This is kind of where I get jealous of some of my, besides trucks and GMT400s, I'm into archery and hunting. This is where I'd kind of get jealous. The old archery community will cringe when I say this. Old Chris B and those cats and Lancaster Archery doing unboxings of archery stuff. Now I know why they be smarter in the box. Here we go. Open the box up. You guys don't need to see my information there. Interesting packaging. Cool. Thank you for your purchase. And what do we have here? I ordered a 10-pack. Ordered a 10-pack, so we should have 10 bulbs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. These are, I also ordered the sockets, the replaceable sockets that they go in. Let's crack one of these of each open, see what they look like. So I don't accidentally pause the show here. So here's a socket. I ordered replacement sockets because, well, why not? That's what those sockets look like. That will screw in the back of the cluster. So I think I ordered, I don't know how many of those I ordered. I might have ordered 6 on the nose. Probably should count that out. So that's cool. Figured if I was going to replace everything, might as well. Let's see, we should have 6 sockets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 socket little packages. A little bit of bulb grease. I probably could have farmed that out locally. And we'll easily open one of these. I want to see what one of these bulbs look like. I'll just get the box started. And this video is already taken twice as long as I would want it to. That's cool. I'm not going to handle the main part of it with my grimy ass fingers. But here we go. That's a nice little presentation there. So these are chip on board LEDs. Get the camera to focus. 4000K, should be a neutral white, and these should just plug right into those sockets. And I don't want to touch the main part of it. I don't know if that matters as much as the LEDs. Maybe somebody will shove that info in the comments. My reasoning for these, this style kind of simulates and emulates the look and kind of function of the incandescents it would replace. But I'm after, back in previous videos, I'm after kind of a neutral white, neutral cool white, and I should actually pull up that receipt from around to see what it says. Yeah, it's a 194 T10 LED chip on board or cob LED, miniature wedge base, 4000K natural white. So it should give enough light to get those red needles I painted, those orange red needles painted, bring them to life at night during the day, and it should disperse the light kind of how it naturally would, incandescents naturally would have. It kind of looks like the incandescent, if you ask me, with the exception of the chip. And what is neat, and I didn't show this because I haven't seen anybody review these folks online. This is how it was packaged. That little bit of styrofoam. We'll slide it back in the box carefully as to not ruin them. Didn't get my grimy ass fingers on them. Yeah, that's neat. Kind of roughed up an outline. I was hoping to get this video in 5 minutes. Ha! Handling everything by yourself. No way. That ain't happening. And then lastly, let's set these off to the side so they don't tumble. Put those over there. This should have 2 pieces of equipment here that will help us get these needles calibrated on the bench. That's what I want after. I want to calibrate needles on the bench and get them close to 0 before we stick them in the truck. And someone out there's probably thinking, well, it's only one vehicle. I mean, I've got plans. If this goes over well, I could take the cluster out of that, bring it back to life, keep it, flip it, sell it. I'm enjoying this. I could see myself building out, buying old clusters, buying old GMT400 clusters, building them out, and getting them back to kind of OEM spec-ish, OEM plus. I don't know. I feel like there might be a need for that. Then again, I'm just an average guy, a hobbyist, just kind of trying to figure it out as I go and documenting the journey along the way on YouTube. Not looking to get anything out of the YouTube thing other than just documenting what the heck I'm doing in case I ever want to go back and revisit this stuff. This bigger box should be a decade resistance box. And what the decade resistance box should allow us to do, here it is, yeah, just as advertised. What this should allow us to do, trying to scratch my truck on the hood, so I laid out the old Iowa State hoodie. What this should allow us to do is simulate and get the fuel gauge close to 0. I'm trying to pick my words. I don't want to say calibrated, but get everything close to where they index would be more appropriate. Get everything indexed where they should be, because fuel, oil, and engine temp all operate on arbitrary resistances. And we'll address the tach and speedo later. We're going to be able to get that information, should be able to get that information out of the service manual. That's why I bought this, in addition to other stuff, because I'm going to own this truck forever anyway. So this will all eventually end up being hooked up in line with that Go Diag and the cluster. Obviously, you've seen in other videos. So this will allow us to simulate resistances, because fuel, oil, and temp all run on resistance. Volts, won't have to really worry about that. Volts runs whatever it sees from the battery. So I don't think there's going to be much calibrating and indexing the voltage needle. And then this last box I'm opening should be the little piece of electrical equipment that we can all hook this up in line between the cluster, the Go Diag unit, which is our metered 12-volt supply. And we've obviously, you've seen in the previous video, I've poached the old cluster plug and harness out of the old S10. We found out that worked, and we'll go back and watch that video. The tack, here it is, this little fella. It's tiny. It's smaller than what it looked like, and what few videos information I found on YouTube. This is a wave generator, and it should allow us, based on information from here, what we get out of here, the service manual, should allow us to simulate different frequencies that the tachometer, that's sent to the tachometer on the instrument cluster, and that's sent onto the speedometer. That's sent to the speedometer on the instrument cluster. Should allow us to get those indexed before putting it back in the truck. Should. Not guaranteeing it will. Maybe I'll throw this video up on YouTube, and there'll be people down in the comments saying you are way out in left field on this, but I think we're close. Okay. Let's see, anything else? All this is building towards keeping this truck on the road, and then maybe expanding out and refurbishing old clusters. Today's July 2nd, so I don't anticipate I'll be doing much. Got July 4th responsibilities coming up. So hopefully by Monday, get those LEDs put back into the get that back in the Escalade cluster. Bench test it, take some pictures. Hopefully, like I said, the plant, that should bring my needles back to life. And then lastly, we can start getting this thing, getting that Escalade cluster, hopefully zeroed. Hopefully these two, and then the information we get from here can be the big payoff into kind of unlocking the mystery of what I think will be maybe a side hustle and bringing old GMT400 clusters back to life. Holy moly, it's been way too long, but should have spread this out over a few videos. That's all right. Stay tuned for the next one.